how do we measure those tactics or campaigns that are more easily measurable? Something like paid search or paid social really are performance-based marketing where we have direct measurement protocols of I put money in, I get results out. I guess how do you reconcile sort of like the entire media mix for those channels or those tactics that maybe aren't as directly easily measurable? And how are you thinking through something like broadcast TV or connected radio? How are you measuring those campaigns and weighing their success as you're looking through this audit?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of different ways, and Danny and I work together with some of these of just the trackability, whether it's UTM tag or tracking phone numbers or having all of those tangible items that can really help us drive that attribution, so we can start to put dollars behind what we are driving. And as Danny mentioned before, just that reporting aspect, not just looking at specific tactics performance, but also on the business side as well, because we want to make sure that what we're driving is also driving that business growth. So those trackability items are definitely going to help being able to see that on the other side.
And
That is, yeah, go ahead.
and one key point with that Noelle had brought up, one thing that we do a lot of, especially with these audits, is understanding the customer journey. So, reporting is very 2D, but really when you understand the customer journey and where that can overlay into what Noelle just referenced from a media strategy, you really need to understand where those points are, where those attributions come in, and where those points of consideration come in for really any customer journey across all of our partners. That's really an important consideration that you have to really own and understand, is really understanding that consideration point across an entire customer journey.
Yeah, I think that's an incredibly important piece. And I think so often, Noelle and I obviously come from more of a digital background. And it naturally we lean into these hyper specific tactic measurements of did this channel perform? And without, to Danny, your point, without sort of taking a step back and more holistically looking to did my entire media mix and all of my advertising and marketing and even on a retail floor, did they all work together to drive business success? And I see one of the comments that an individual left was about brand lift studies, and that's a really, really great way to maybe show impact in something that's not necessarily as measurable as something like paid search.